Hey, welcome back to Strike Fighters 2, Vietnam, and our Navy campaign in 1965, Operation Steel Tiger with the A-1 Skyhawk. So it's now 4th of September 1965, which is 2 days later. It's been 2 days since our last mission, and we're going to go ahead with what we've got here. Provide close air support to friendly units defending Cang Tri. Prevent enemy units from advancing to the area again. So apparently there's some sort of sustained invasion action going on here. Let's see. Oh, come on, get on it, please. VC Squad. Strength 90 plus estimated, and they are apparently moving into Cang Tri. We have the Marine Regiment holding them back. So real quick here. So we're going to be at 6,000 feet for this mission. And timing is 13 minutes. Whoa, early morning takeoff. Takeoff at 5:46, and we're going to be over the target at 6:01. So, oh boy, what is that? 15 minutes? 15 minutes in. Alright, I've set up the loadouts for our 4 aircraft off screen just because it takes too long. So let's review what we've got here. On my aircraft, we've got kind of the same setup as last time. We've got 3 cluster bombs, 2, 4, 6 napalms, and instead of rockets this time, I've equipped the CBU-14 dispenser, which dispenses fragmentation, like grenades almost. So we're gonna try that out. We'll give that a whirl and see how effective that is. Wingman, Tampa 2. Has no rockets. We've given them no rockets and nothing but bombs. A cluster bomb, 2 fire bombs, a 10S napalm, a 10 SIP napalm, and then another 10S napalm. So the problem with napalm is, the reason it kills my frame rates is because the AI will drop all of them at once, and the way that the animations are, these are actually third-party weapons. These came from one of the add-on packs that I have installed. And so when they all hit, they all do the animation at once, which is actually kind of involved. And so I think it just kills the frame rate to have, a really long napalm explosion, like lengthwise. I mean long, a really lengthy explosion, and then have like 3 or 4 of them all trying to animate at the same time. So what I've done here is I've tried to equip different types of napalm, so that it forces the AI to have to switch between them so they can't just drop them all in one bunch. So we'll see how that works out. Tampa 3 kind of has the same idea, a couple different napalms. I give them some M117 750-pound bombs, and a cluster bomb, and also some high explosive frag rocket pods. And then Tampa 4 is our complete rocket ship. They have a shit ton of rockets. The LAU-3s, high explosive frag, these LAU-33s, anti-tank, anti-personnel. I don't really know much about those, so we'll give them those, try it out. Some more high frag, some basic LAU-3 rocket pods, 2 cluster bombs, and a finned firebomb. So there we go. So we've got a pretty decent varied loadout, and hopefully it will keep us all busy. Let's check the map one more time. That's right. Okay, we looked at that. Check the roster. We have some different people around this time. Had some transfers. Let's say. So I am Tampa 1. Lieutenant Bud Bell, the new XO of the squadron, apparently, is going to be the leader of the 2nd element. His wingman is Lieutenant J.G. Reed, and my wingman is Ensign Hickey. Hickey, Reed, Bell, and Homer. Alright, and then we're going to head up to the flight deck and get ours ready to go. Ready on Cat 1. Our blast deflectors are up, ready to go. Full throttle. Look at the shooting officer, salute, and we're off. Nice, beautiful morning mission. Ticonderoga steaming along in the reflection of the early morning sun. Nice, pretty sky today. Just a little bit of time compression. Change the formation to a wedge formation.
2, welcome. 3, roger that. 4, copy.
That just brings the second element in a little bit closer, makes us more of a like a standard 4-ship formation instead of having the second unit or second element spread out. And we're coming up on our assigned altitude. Let's start leveling out. You can see the 3 cluster bombs on the center racks, the 3 napalms on the side with the red warning symbols there, and then in between those frag dispensers that we're going to try out. Huh. It's really pretty with the shadow of my number 2 aircraft being cast on the tail there. Alright, so 45 inches manifold pressure, we're 200 knots. So we've launched from what's known as Yankee Station, which is it's the designated area that the Navy ships operated from in Vietnam to attack the country of Vietnam. It's 118 miles, almost dead east of Dong Hoi, and a little bit north of Da Nang. If we were to look here, Dong Hoi would be west of where that Ticonderoga marker is, and then Da Nang is to the south, almost directly below it. So that's Yankee Station. At 200 knots, it takes about 35 minutes to get to land in real life. So in this game, the map is slightly truncated, since we're estimated to make our initial point about 15 minutes. So I was going on about the drop tanks in the last episode. They would maybe be more useful in real life because the distance was twice as long. But I think for the Sky Raiders, they would really only be useful for actual close air support missions where they would want to loiter. When we get to jets later, I'll definitely be using the hell out of some drop tanks because afterburners eat fuel like nobody's business, so we're going to need every gallon that we can get at that point. But that's for later. For now, these are nice, efficient, prop-driven aircraft. No need for them unless we're planning on loitering somewhere for, 6 hours or something ridiculous. So, not necessarily, but just interesting to bring that up to note that the in-game map seems to be slightly scaled differently than real life, which is okay. But even in real life, still only a 35-minute trip to get in-country from Yankee Station. So normally there was 3 carriers assigned in Yankee Station, and they each worked on kind of a rotating shift. One of the carriers would operate from noon to midnight. The second one would operate from midnight to noon, right? So they would be opposite. And then you had one aircraft carrier, the third one, would operate during the daylight hours. So you had 24 hours of flight operations with an emphasis on the daylight hours, which was when the raids were most successful. So they had a very Navy-like watch bill set up for the carriers. Yankee Station began operations with the Kitty Hawk in 1964 when they were doing photo recon missions only over Laos and Vietnam. And then as escalation happened and more military forces were sent there, those recon missions became armed reconnaissance missions by F-100s out of I forget where, either Thailand or Da Nang. And then the first bombing missions began August 5th, 1965, from the USS Ticonderoga and the Constellation. So about a month before we started this campaign, the bombing started. So yeah, so that's a little facts about Yankee Station. It's not in place yet, but in 1966, the call sign Red Crown will come into effect. And Red Crown is going to be right up there somewhere. Well, not right there. That's misleading. It's actually, it's pretty far north. It's just east of the city of Ving. And that's going to be a cruiser station that uses radar and radar following to coordinate attacks on the mainland. But that's not in effect yet, so we'll maybe talk about that once it comes into being. But once we start hearing the call sign Red Crown, those are radar controllers vectoring our planes into either targets or to interceptors. Alright, we're coming up on our initial point here in a few miles. 8 miles to be exact. I think right there, I think that's our Quang Tri. That's still not the right pronunciation, but I at least looked it up last time after recording. And it's a Quang, and then it's a T sound with an SH sound, which is a little hard to make if you're not used to doing that. Quang Tri. I'm sure the American aviators called it Kang Tree or something like that, though. Oh, well, okay, so they are using the Red Crown already. Well, that is not historically accurate, but That's okay. I'm sure it was easier for game design to just record all the lines and it just used the call sign right from the get-go. But even if they were here at this time, it would be a ship, initially a cruiser, later some frigates took over, they would rotate in and out, and it's a ship on station out in the ocean, and they have a CIC, a Control Information Center, filled with about 40 controllers that are watching radar screens and on the radios, and they will, they each have a squadron assigned to them that they are in contact with and direct as necessary. There we go. And it's like last time, it's a whole crap load of troops on the north side of the city. And there's the smoke from the grenade launchers launched already. I think we're going to go ahead and just tell Flight 1 to engage ground. There we go. And so we're going to do a repeat of last time here. Again, for these close air support missions, I'm going to turn the HUD on and cheat a little bit, just so I can pick out the targets. I try to minimize the use of the HUD just to make it a little more realistic, but I also don't want to make it. I don't want to make it too hard that it is just like impossible to find anything. Especially because in real life you would have people giving you better directions or you know, map coordinates, and the game doesn't do that, so I don't feel bad about you know, blurring the lines between reality and the game. I look at the HUD as a way that other people. Oh, there goes that napalm. The HUD would be a way that people are giving us precise instructions on where targets are. You know, other planes or people on the ground, so it's fine. Oh, I forgot. I was going to turn down the particle count on these effects, too, in the game. Well, I'll do that next time. And bombs away. Whoa! Those are enemy rockets from ground units. And I hear small arms fire. What? Oh no, that's not our guys. Shit. That scared the hell out of me. Oh, look at that. Cross-firing rockets. Should probably, pay attention and drop this bomb. Oh, look, there's a whole line of guys there. Whoop. Well, I missed my intended target, but I think I might have hit some of these other guys. There's a whole gaggle of squads right in that little courtyard. Let's switch to napalm. Okay, so for napalm, I really want a long dispersal because a single napalm, like I said, the explosion is very lengthy.
Tampa, lead. Red Crown. Mission complete. Good job. Return to base.
Hey, great. We're not leaving yet, though. So, what do we got here? There's a squad right under the... right there under the reticle. There's the one that's targeted, and then there's one right there.
Freeze in hot.
There goes... Oh! 4 napalms. Holy shit. Somebody's having a bad day down there. I know I got somebody with that.
Fours in hot. Target destroyed. Freeze off. Freeze in hot. Choose in hot.
So let's set this quantity to 4. We're
Freeze
just
off.
going to get rid of all the napalm that we have left. There's somebody at my 11 o'clock. One of my wingmen. And there goes my napalm. As we fly through, black smoke.
Buick lead. Passing waypoint 7. Buick 1. Red Crown. Copy that.
Huh.
Fours off. Fours in hot.
That was interesting.
Fours off.
So those napalm definitely hit, and I think I destroyed a target, but it didn't draw the
Bombs away.
animation.
Choose off.
Oh well. Now to the frag dispenser.
Target destroyed.
Okay, so some of these VC troops have gotten, that was weird. I'm an Italian! Some of these guys have gotten into the north end of the city. Hopefully they're not inside of buildings, since we can't seem to destroy buildings. If they're in there, we're not going to be able to destroy them. We'll see how this goes. Alright, so... Nope, there we go, that got him. They're still going off. Jesus. Alright. So you can see that they, whoever designed this weapon, again, I think I said this is a third-party weapon from one of the add-ons. Oop, there's more rockets coming in at 6 o'clock there from another wingman. You can see that they're kind of, they use the rocket sound effect, but they're not actually firing rockets, they're dropping out the back of the plane, their little bomblets. So you gotta fly over a target. Soft target. Speaking of which, here's a guy. Let's make him hate some life. There they go. Seems like the size of the explosion should not be that big for each of those little bomblets, but nothing I can do to change that. Also, totally missed that squad I was aiming at.
Freezing hot. Red Crown, Buick Fleet, Manson Waypoint 8. Buick 1, Red Crown. Copy that.
Let's give it a little bit of a dive this time.
1, freezing hot. 1, 2 hot. 1, 2 off. 1, 3 off. 1, 2 hot.
Two is using guns on that one. Alright, so we've destroyed that little field of squads. That might be our last one over there. I'm trying to pick up more ground targets and it's not cycling, so that might be our last squad. And that's it. That's the end of that ammo. Oh, and I missed him. Just short. We're gonna have to get him with guns. Oh, we'll pull some hard G's to get around here. Got him. Alright, that was it. That was our last guy. Flight 1, form up.
Welcome. Returning to formation.
Get rid of the HUD. Rely on my instruments. Climb away from the city. So you'll probably have noticed that both of these missions there's been 0 anti-aircraft trying to shoot us down, which has been nice. It's out there. Luckily these 2 missions have both been over the same friendly city trying to repulse this attack, so we haven't had to worry about that. The next mission, if we actually go in for a strike on enemy territory, the flak is going to be pretty dangerous. It's a thing we definitely have to watch out for. And actually even more than the flak itself, because that's just exploding shells in the air that throw shrapnel. Those tend to do less damage than the actual machine guns mounted on the ground that are trying to shoot us down. Those guys can be deadly, so let's just count our blessings that these 2 missions we haven't had to deal with any of that. 40 inches. And we're leaving the target area at 1,800 pounds of fuel. So we burned a little bit more fuel than last time. I think because on the way in I was running a higher power setting, so we probably burned a little bit more on the flight to Vietnam. I feel like our time over the target was actually less this mission than the last mission. Could be wrong. There we go, there's number 2. What the? These sons of bitches. He did not drop any of his ordnance. All he used was rockets. God damn it. Every time with these dudes. This is why I can't give them rockets. That is a ton of ordnance that was not expelled on enemies, and now they're just going to jettison it before they land. It's such a waste. Alright, well, we're going to compress time here. Oops. Huh. I thought we were closer to the ship, but I guess not. There it is. So I'm gonna start descending. Ooh, there goes my other flight element. Oh, they're not taking it upon themselves to land. So this waypoint that we just hit, normally the AI will take it upon itself to dump its ordnance and then get set up for landing. But sometimes it freaks out. It has a little glitch. And they're going to stay with me now as I overfly the ship. So that's great. This is dangerous because if you land while they're following you, they will potentially try to stay in formation, and they'll get so low that they crash because they're kind of dumb sometimes. Ooh. So I'll just have to order them to return to base. Hook is down. There's the Ticonderoga. And Flight 1, return to base.
Welcome. I'm returning to base.
Still too fast for flaps. There we go. Another successful mission. Alright, so here we are in the debrief. Objective, provide close air support to friendly units. Defending Quang Tri. Prevent enemies... That was... that was a little more racist than I was possibly intending. I did not mean it that way. Prevent enemy units from advancing into the area. This is 40 minutes long. 26 primary targets were destroyed. For a score of 25, 50, outstanding success. I was awarded the Silver Star. The enemy offensive into Quang Tri has been repulsed. So let's take a look at some stats real quick. My weapon, I fired 44 rounds from the cannon for a kill. Fired 3 cluster bombs for 2 kills. 6 napalm got me 4 kills. And 96 submunition frags were fired for 4 kills. Ensign Hickey, that was my wingman. He fired a shit ton of guns, 96 rounds for a kill. Dropped all his ordnance for a couple of kills. Lieutenant Bell, he was the guy that didn't drop any of his ordnance and just fired 28 rockets for 1 kill. Thanks for your help there, sir. And J.G. Reed also fired... Well, he was equipped with nothing but rockets, so that was his job. My God, he fired 76. So apparently there's a ton of rockets in that dispenser. We got 3 kills with it, so there we go. And here's our log of all the stuff that we did. Horner fired 4 napalm and killed 1 squad. That was not as useful as I thought. Blah blah blah. All right. So now here's Ensign Horner has 2 combat missions with 11 ground kills, and everyone is still alive and with us. Perfect. So another excellent mission. Let's move on to number 3. Oh, all right. The President of the United States takes pride in presenting the Silver Star to Ensign Devin Horner, United States Navy, for service as set forth in the following citation, for conspicuous gallantry as an A-1H Skyraider pilot VA-52 Night Riders in connection with military operation against an opposing armed force over Quang Tri, South Vietnam, on 04 September 1965. On this date, Ensign Horner's outstanding skill and courageous initiative were instrumental in his unit accomplishing its mission objective and inflicting heavy damage upon the enemy. His gallantry and devotion to duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect the great credit on him, his unit, and the United States Navy. Bravo Zulu, shipmate, on a job well done.